How you doing, YouTube? EJ Boxing Live here with Chris Caban. We've just found out the unfortunate news about Roddy Piper. He died of a coronary heart attack at the age of 61. He died in his bed. It's unfortunate as well. And obviously we heard about the news, him coming off Podcast One, because the Stone Cold imitation comedian taking the mick and that. And it's, obviously we just heard about Hulk Hogan and the whole racist thing, but it's just very sad news. But me and Chris, we're going to talk about kind of some of the great things of Roddy Piper and some of the things he's done in his career, try and liven it up and that. But this news has just come out within the hour and everyone's talking about it. So me and Chris, what's your memories of Roddy Piper, bro?
I remember Roddy Piper before he went to the WWF. He was in the NWA originally. He had a classic matchup. I know you young cats don't remember that because y'all probably wasn't born. He had a classic matchup with Greg the Hammer Valentine in a dog collar match. That was at Starrcade 1. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm old.
Yeah.
That was at Starrcade. How'd
that match go, man?
I forgot. I just remember it was a bloody match and it was a dog collar match. I forgot how it went, and I remember when he when he first came to WWE, he had a TV show there called Piper's Pit.
Yeah, Piper's Pit. When I remember Piper's Pit, I remember when he did the Jimmy Fight Snooker.
Yeah.
Him and Cowboy Bob Orton, and also I remember.
Mr. T and Paul Orndorff.
Yeah, Mr. T in WrestleMania 1, Mr. T, Paul Orndorff versus Hogan and Mr. T, and that whole thing. And also I remember him negotiating or sorting out when Hogan and Andre the Giant, when they fell apart, and he was there in WrestleMania 3 helping at negotiations. Talking about WrestleMania 3, my best match of all time with Roddy Piper, him and Adrian Adonis, when Roddy Piper was retiring from wrestling. That one there was a flipping classic against him and Adrian Adonis. See, the Adrian Adonis, you look at wrestlers these days, he was a fat dude. And even Piper wasn't, he had muscular, but he wasn't overly muscular. But I swear, they made you believe that fight there was wicked. And then he cut Adrian Adonis' hair, well, Brutus Beefcake cut his hair actually. And that fight there, that was a classic of WrestleMania 3. That's one of Piper's best matches I remember. What else do you remember about him, Chris?
I remember a lot of matches. I remember the NWA. I remember the NWA days mostly about Roddy Piper.
He was one of the best heels ever of all time. That guy could get heat, bro. I remember even when he was with him and Mr. T, and what about with him and Bad News Brown when he paid himself half black and shit. I watched that. Yeah, my mum was pissed. I didn't understand at the time. Now I watch it, I think, it's fucking out of order. But that motherfucker, he knew how to fucking piss people off, man. He knew how to piss people off. I got David Manso from the Wrestling Observer. He gonna say some couple of words. Hold up, Chris. He gonna say a couple of words right now. Actually, we keep going. Yeah, that shit right there. Like, Piper said some racist stuff. I heard he said some racist stuff, but man, I think of Piper. Piper was just a guy who knew how to push the buttons, really, innit, Chris?
Yeah, he was one of my favorite villains.
Yeah, he was the number one heel. You know what I've been saying this year? Rowdy, talking about this Ronda Rousey is fighting tomorrow against a Brazilian girl in Brazil, and she got her name Rowdy from Roddy Piper. She asked him, could she use his name? I wonder how that's gonna affect her in tomorrow's UFC Bantamweight Championship. I don't know how that's gonna affect her. It may affect her quite. Dana White's already came out and said a couple of words about it as well, so everyone's kind of like in shock about it. He's only 61 years old. That wasn't even that old. It's quite young, isn't it?
Yeah, same age as my mom.
Hey, look, Chris. Let me hear what this Dave Monster has to say.
This is Bill Apter.
Oh, Bill Apter, my bad.
In Apter's Alley, July 31st, 2015. Horrible news day, the untimely death of Roddy Piper. The WWE has issued a statement. Let me call it up on the computer here. It's an official statement on the passing of Roddy Piper. And it reads, WWE is deeply saddened that Roderick Toombs, a.k.a. Roddy Piper, WWE Hall of Famer and Intercontinental Champion, passed away today at the age of 61. WWE extends its sincerest condolences to Tomb's family, friends, and fans. It then goes on to say, below, please find a statement from WWE Chairman and CEO Vince McMahon. Mr. McMahon has said Roddy Piper was one of the most entertaining, controversial, and bombastic performers ever in WWE, beloved by millions of fans around the world. I extend my deepest condolences to his family. And again, a horrible, horrible news day. Just a few weeks ago, we lost the American Dream, American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. It's hard to think at this point. We lost Dusty Rhodes, and now another one of the great icons of professional wrestling has died. Roddy Piper, dead from cardiac arrest. It was reported at the age of 61. Bill Abder reporting.
Yeah. See, there you go, man. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Dusty Rhodes as well, man.
Yeah, last month.
Yeah. Also, remember, like, Roddy Piper was in that film They Lived, didn't it?
Yeah, I remember that show.
Yeah, man. That when you watch that film, yeah, and with the dark glasses, man, people were looking at that. A lot of people use that into the kind of how people see things now. That film was way before its time, man. Way before its time. But hey, boy, it's just one of them things there, Christian. People are still recovering. What else do you remember about Roddy Piper, bro?
He was a bear. He could talk.
Yeah, he could talk.
One of the best talkers in wrestling.
Yeah, I think Bad News Brown got the better of him in their fight in WrestleMania 6, though.
Yeah.
But that was a good one, right? Them two go backwards and forwards. But
I remember after he retired, he came back. I can't think he came back in 90, 91, 92. He won the Intercontinental belt when he came back.
Yeah, he did. He did win the Intercontinental belt. He did briefly hold the belt, didn't he?
Yeah, it was like in the early 90s when he came back after he retired.
Yeah. He also was doing some commentary for WWF at the time as well, which I'm
not sure. I think Shawn Michaels beat him for the belt. If I remember correctly.
Yeah. But I remember him before that. He was doing some commentary as well. And but you know the thing is that then his reincarnation was back in the NWO in the WCW. Or
he was past his prime when he went there.
I know that, but in wrestling, you know the thing about Roddy Piper, it was never about physique or whatever. It was about, like Dusty Rhodes, it was about his persona. He could talk, man. He could really make you believe in stuff. I remember him and Hogan told Roddy Piper get back in the ring, and he goes, they were threatening his family and stuff like that. That was some good. Like I tell you what, Roddy Piper was a very, very good actor, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised he do more movies in Hollywood.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like it's a sad day. You know, I'm sure everyone's gonna be pouring out their condolences about Roddy Piper all over the thing. Like it's all over. Like I'm streaming this thing as we speak right now, and on Twitter, and it's just like thousands and thousands of people just sad, shocked, disastered about this Hot Rod just dying. You know, you wouldn't think Hot Rod and Dusty Rhodes had ever go, you know what I mean? Just the other day, Hot Rod, I just saw the video of Hot Rod talking about saying about Hulk Hogan. He goes, you know, he done a bad thing and that, they should try to forget about it, forgive him. And he goes himself just like that. It's crazy, man. This shows you you need to value life and stuff, innit, Chris?
Yeah.
You never know who's gonna go or whatever, man. It's just the way things are, man. So yeah, anything else you want to remember about Roddy Piper before we come up?
I just remember the Paul Orndorff match too.
The Paul Orndorff match.
He fought Mr. Wonderful before.
Oh, really? That would have probably been a good match there. I would like to see that one.
Yeah.
Hold on.
The old fights might be on YouTube. I remember him fighting Greg the Hammer Valentine. They got to be, because that was on Starrcade. They got to be on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, you're getting way back. I just remember the Adrian Adonis fight. They disliked each other bad. Because Adrian Adonis was like Roddy Piper. You know, this is for people looking to check out WrestleMania 3. Adrian Adonis, Roddy Piper. They disliked each other bad.
I don't think.
Huh?
He ain't act like Roddy Piper. He was on some. He was too feminine for me to like him.
Who? He was too what?
He had like a girl.
Who? Adrian Adonis?
Yeah, he was sissy.
Yeah. He was Goldberg before Goldberg. That was his persona. It was.
No, he wasn't no Goldberg. Goldberg ain't like no gay dude.
Yeah, he did. Of course he did. Yes, he did. What are you talking about? Of course he was. With the bloody track. He was going like as a tranny. Of course he did. With the come on, don't be silly. Everyone knew that. Goldberg Adrian Adonis was Adrian. There was a lot of camp guys out there, but the luscious one, Adrian Adonis and Rowdy Piper, when they went together, it was like two heels just going against each other, and also that I remember. So that was Rowdy Piper. He was retiring at that point. Then he came back in 89, 90. And the first match he came out, right? And I was like, oh, he's back in the WWF at the time. He had a belt and he took off around his kilt. And he started whipping this dude in the ring. And I was like, whoa, this guy's crazy. He's whipping a dude, Chris. You know, you wouldn't get away with this, just whipping a guy with his belt. You know, you know what you said about, when you mentioned him in Valentine with a dog collar match, man, I'm just like, flip here. No, wrestling was brutal them times there, man. I guess he's one of the legends and icons from back in the days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Christian, you remember anything else? That's what I'm here. Well, man, rest in peace, Roddy Piper, man. You're gonna be surely missed. People, leave your comments in the comment section of what you think, how you think. What? Hey, put your greatest matches you remember. Like, go check them out as well, man. But Roddy Piper, actor, champion, he was good at everything, man. Roddy Piper's an all-round guy, man. It's a shame. Hall of Famer, surely missed, died at 61 years old, coronary heart attack in his bed in Hollywood. Alright, from EJ Boxing Live and Chris Caban, we'll catch you another one. Peace.
EJ Boxing Live here. EJ Boxing Live here.
Buster Douglas knocked him out. Buster Douglas, the fat bump, the legends out here.
Yo, this is Chris Caban chilling with my man EJ Boxing Live, one of the hottest, dopest boxing channels on YouTube. Check him out.
Some boxing beats and rounds on the EJ Live YouTube channel.
And he was the number 10 rating contender, and he had never been knocked down. And Sonny destroyed his mouth. Thea lost most of his teeth, basically with one or two left hooks.
Oh shit, boy! What was look at kids sleeping like Manny Pacquiao?
EJ Boxing Live here. EJ Boxing Live here.